Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you're here. Today we are going to explore how brown butter can change your average chocolate chip cookies into something so much better. Now I am Amy from A Red Spatula, and I want to show you how brown butter with its deep nutty flavors and that caramelized tones can transform just an average chocolate chip cookie into something really amazing. Now, of course, as always, don't forget to subscribe. You're not going to want to miss any of the new videos that are coming out because I've got a lot of cookies that I want to share with you. So let's dive in and get started. All right, so the thing about browning butter is it's not hard to do, but you do need to keep an eye on it. You want to cut it into chunks just like I showed there. Those are about 1 tablespoon. Use a thick bottom pan, cook it over medium heat, and you don't have to stir it hard, but I like to stir it pretty regularly, pretty continuously. It'll start to foam, that's normal. The brown flecks in it, that's also normal. That is toasted milk protein. That's exactly what you want. That's where the flavor comes from. So cook it, take it off the heat. We're going to let it cool all the way, and then we're going to start making our cookies. The flour that I use is a blend of all-purpose flour and spelt flour. I love this combination. So mix those dry ingredients together. And then to your brown butter that has been cooled at room temperature, you're going to add your sugars. I use brown sugar and white sugar. Brown sugar, of course, for flavor and chewiness. White sugar for the spread. And then another tip that I have is I always like to, especially when I'm not mixing this with a hand mixer, I like to mix the eggs before I add them into the butter sugar mixture. It just makes it easier to mix it in. So you're going to want to mix these all together. You don't have to beat these too much. You just want them to come together, and then add in our flour mixture. And that was the 2 different flours. It was the baking soda and the salt. Again, don't over mix this, just mix it until it comes together. Last in is your chocolate chips, and I used walnuts on mine. You don't have to do that, but I really love them in this cookie. Mix these together. Now once it's mixed, this cookie dough really is best if you cover it and refrigerate it overnight. You can do it for 4 hours if you're in a hurry, but overnight really is best. Then the next day, preheat your oven, line your baking sheets, and I also like to pull out the cookie dough and let it sit at room temperature for probably at least an hour to soften it a little bit. The butter gets so hard in the fridge overnight. And then I also like to use portion scoops. Of course, this ensures that you have even sizes or the same sizes, and then they bake more consistently. And then you only want to bake these cookies until they're just barely browned on the edges. You don't want to overdo it. And you can see here they're thick, they're chewy, they're delicious, and they are all the things that a good cookie should be. So don't forget, if you try this recipe, I would love to hear about it in the comment section. If you have any questions for me, leave those down there as well, and don't forget to subscribe.